The man had been lying on the ground for 48 hours. He dared not move an inch, because there was a 100-meter-high cliff behind him. He would be crushed to pieces if he was not careful. He held onto the ground with his fingers, but the sand was too soft. He could not hold on. He slid towards the cliff. His hands did not work, so he had to use his face as a brake. He barely stopped. However, at this critical moment, the phone in his backpack suddenly rang. Should he answer it or not? What if it was a call from his wife? The consequence of not answering the call would be 100 times more serious than falling off a cliff. But if he raised his hand slightly, his body would continue to slide down. He carefully adjusted his posture, keeping his body close to the ground, and used another hand to grab the phone. Finally, he succeeded in getting it. At this moment, he was stuck on the edge of the cliff. There were dark and sharp rocks below. After another 2 hours, the double torture of mind and body almost made him collapse. He began to mutter to himself. It turned out that he was calculating the period of waves hitting the rocks. If he could use the seawater as a buffer, he might be able to save his life. The man loosened his clenched hands and made a strong jump. He successfully fell into the sea, but because the seawater was too shallow, his body hit the rock hard, and the huge impact made him unconscious instantly. Fortunately, he woke up quickly. He used the last bit of his strength and finally floated to the surface. After going ashore, he carefully checked his body. Except for a wound on his hand, he seemed to be fine. However, just as he was about to stand up, he felt a sharp pain in his waist. His legs had completely lost consciousness. He wanted to call for help and took his phone out of his bag, but found that it was seriously soaked with water. This was really the end. He had no choice but to take off his short-sleeved shirt and simply creep the wall. In order to conserve his energy, he lay on the rock and fell asleep. When he woke up again, he found a small island in the distance. This was his only hope of survival.